yo. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting it now. You gotta hit it. Hit the like button now. Come on. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Come on now. Come on, you gotta do it. You gotta hit the like. Come on, you gotta hit it. What is the deal? What is the deal? What is the deal? Let me y'all get up in here real quick. Some of y'all get up in here real quick. Ooh. I ain't mean to be that bright. Hold on. A bit. Mixing is mixing. You already know. You know what I'm saying? You already know it. You already know it. He back and we back. You know what I'm saying? You know, make sure you hit that like button when you come through here, though. You gotta hit the like button when you come through here, man. You gotta hit it. Come on, man. You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. Oh, y'all not entertained. You gotta hit it when you come up in here. Hey, man. Say, man, best start in franchise history, even though the last time we started off 5-0, then lost the game. But second time in franchise history, 5-1. Now that season ended up with us having our best overall record, having 12. So we're gonna see how the rest of this season gonna lay out. But hey, are y'all not entertained? Are y'all not entertained? 5-1. You're right. 5-1. We put up 41 points today. We scored 41 points today. Hey, before I start off, I gotta do a quick shout out to that boy Broderick. Broderick told me last week they would have an offensive explosion. Broderick told me last week we was gonna blow out the Patriots. Now I said, where's the evidence of that? Where's the evidence of that? He said that was gonna be it. He said that. So I gotta do a shout out to Broderick. Broderick told me this last week. He told me last week that we were not only gonna beat the Patriots, we were gonna blow the Patriots out. Now again, I knew that we were gonna win the game. I had no question in the game, but I did say they were gonna make me mad, which they did. I felt like they were gonna irritate about the game, which they did, because even though it was 41-21, it should have been the worst. This really possibly should have been a 50 burger, honestly. It should have been, like, if we gonna keep it all the way real, we gonna keep it all the way a buck. This really should have been a 50 burger. Come on, man. This really should have been a 50 burger. Yeah, it should have. This should have been a 50 burger. Like real spill. This should have been a 50 burger. But to it, the Houston Texans won the game 41-21. Your quarterback CJ Stroud was 20-31, throwing for 64 completion percentage, had 190 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception with a quarterback rating of 100.5. Joe Mixon, the return of Mixon, the return of Joe Mixon had 13 carries, 102 yards, and a 59-yard run. A 59-yard run. Had a 1 rushing touchdown, caught 2 passes for 30 yards, another touchdown. So he had 2 touchdowns on the day. So he threw his name. He threw his name hat possibly for AFC Player of the Week. The Texans should definitely have a Player of the Week, either on the offensive side, defensive side this week, because plays being made. But anyway, Joe Mixon, like I say, 102 yards, rushing touchdown, 30 yards in the air, a receiving touchdown. Stephon Diggs was targeted 7 times, had 6 catches for 77 yards. And Tank Dell targeted 9 times, had 7 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. Also, Dameon Pierce, DP, had 8 carries for 75 yards and had a touchdown. Had a 54-yard scamper towards the end of the game. That's what really just basically the deal. I mean, the game was already. I felt the game was already won, but the New England did score their last touchdown, and it was 34-20. It been like they could have made it. They could have made it a little dicey. I mean, they could have started making it dicey, but DP definitely went out there and completely closed the door on the Patriots with that rushing touchdown. And like that 50-yard scamper for first rushing touchdown of the season. So 75 yards, rushing touchdown. So I felt good for DP. DP had a good game. First game since week 1. This Joe Mixon first game since week 2. So look, we had a run today. Like both him and Mixon was able to run the football very well against This is not a bad defense. New England actually has a very decent defense, as we thought, but we were able to run the football on them. Now, like I said, the Texans should have an AFC player of the have an offensive player of the week, or potentially a defensive player of the week. Because, hey, on Friday, what did I say on Friday? Who I said I was looking towards in this game? I said your big price free agent and the guy who you jumped up in the draft and the guy that you jumped up in the draft defensive rookie year. And we'll let both of them. They both answered, but Will answered in a way like no other. Will looked like the third overall pick. This is why you jump up and get Will. Will Anderson had 3 sacks and had a pass deflection resulted into an interception for Eric Murray. A pass deflection that resulted into a play for Eric Murray. Also, Danielle Hunter had a strip sack that resulted to a fumble recovery for Kalen Bullock. Bullock had also had an interception in this game as well. And like I said, Eric Murray had an interception as well. So you were able to turn the football over. You had 4 turnovers in this game. You had 2 fumbles because who else had for recovery? Well, actually, no, that's not Bullock's fumble. Bullock had the fumble recovery from Bullock because Toll had forced fumble on the tight end. That's the one that Bullock had. What you call it? I think Stewart was the one who not Stewart, but Mario. Mario was able to recover the fumble for Danielle Hunter. It was Mario Edwards who was able to recover Danielle Hunter. So I apologize on that. But again, you were able to put pressure on the quarterback, able to get the quarterback on the ground. You got 4 sacks, and one of them resulted into a turnover, change of possession. Again, getting pressure on the deflections, game changing, turning into an interception, the interception that Eric Murray had, and Caleb Bullock was able to get another interception as well. And like I said about Will was able to get Drake May ground 3 times. So, like I said, this was the game that I was looking towards them. You're starting a rookie quarterback for the New England Patriots, a horrible offensive line for the New England Patriots, not able to protect their quarterback, not able to stop their quarterback, protect their quarterback when it came to what's his name? Can't think of his name now. The quarterback for the Patriots before Drake May that we can't beat for some reason. I can't think of his name. Black dude. Can't think of his name just that quick. Anyway, protect him. Jacoby Brissett. Thank you. Jacoby Brissett could protect Jacoby Brissett. So that was part of the reason why they didn't want to start Drake May. That's the reason why they didn't want to start Drake May, because they knew that they couldn't protect him. And again, like, you starting a rookie, gonna be his first game. He's gonna be green, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, eyes wide open, gonna be like a deer caught in headlights. He's not gonna be able to be protected because they can't protect him. Get to the quarterback. You paid this money for a high-priced free agent and Danielle Hunter. You jumped up for the 3rd overall pick to get Will Anderson. You gave up future assets to go out there and get Will Anderson. Also, Will Anderson also was defensive rookie of the year last year. I need you guys to cash in. We had 3 turnovers going into this game. We had 4 today. We weren't able to get to the quarterback. We might have all the pressures and all the other things that they say that we be having, but we haven't been able to get to the quarterback. We got to the quarterback. We finally was able to get to the quarterback today. We finally was able to get to the quarterback. And that's what I was calling for. I was calling for him to get to the quarterback. I was calling for this pass rush to get to the quarterback and make sure that they got this quarterback on. I'm glad they was able to do it. Now, Drake May, like I said, his first start, he was 20 for 33, 60 completion percentage, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, was sacked the ball. Douglas had 6 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. Keyshawn Tate had 3 receptions for 59 yards and a touchdown. And then Hunter Henry had 3 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. So he was able to put the football, able to spread the football around, able to get the football in some of the guys' hands. And the game, like I said, the game was closer than what it needs to be. Speaking of close, the likes and the people in the chat ain't close. There's way more people in the stream versus people liking. So make sure you hit that like button. Come on now, make sure you hit that like button. We just put up 41 points, which is our highest point total since the game after Christmas in 2021 when we beat the Los Angeles Chargers with Davis Mills. We beat them 41-29. That's the last time we was able to put up 40 points. We didn't put up 40 points. None last year with CJ Stroud. That's the last time we did 4 points. Come on, man. Y'all gotta like the stream. Y'all gotta be hyped. Our first time winning in New England. The very first time ever. We were going into New England. We finally got a win against New England. I don't want to hear, well, Tom Brady ain't no Bill Belichick. I don't want to hear none of that. Hey, you can say that we still 0-5 against Minnesota, and we lost to Minnesota this year. 0-5 against Minnesota. So, hey, stuff been happening. So, hey, you got to celebrate all victories because it ain't hard to lose. Celebrate all victories, especially when you win like this, when you win convincingly. Now, again, it still was closer than what it should have been because this game really should have been 24-0 to start the game off in the first quarter. On the cool, it really should have been 24-0 to start the game off. There you go. Shout out to boy Chris for Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Sub Texas Nation and Spitz. Y'all put a 41 on the practice team. Hey, I don't care as a practice team. I don't care. Hey, what did the Colts do? Because they were going back and forth. They're going back and forth with the Lightning. What the Colts do? What the Colts do? What the Colts do? Shout out to that boy Chris for Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that. But no, hey, all wins are good wins around here. Especially when you're able to pull up a dominant performance. But like I said, I'm still gonna call out what I seen in the game and what I did in the game. And what I didn't like I said, the Texans should have been up 24-0 in the first half. I mean, the Texans went out there quickly. That first drive, boom, very methodically able to move the football, boom, boom. CJ was being very precise with his passing, was able to get some good quick runs, just no penalties, nothing like that. Boom, scored a touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tank scored the first touchdown. Yeah, Tank scored the first touchdown. Boom, hey, get in. Second drive, same thing. We were able to move the football, able to throw a touchdown to that boy Joe Mixon. Boom, we was moving the football well, Shout out to that boy Street Runners for the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that. 45 on the Browns. That was a playoff game. I was speaking regular season, like I was speaking specifically regular season. Regular season. That's really all it was. Regular season. But hey, shout out for the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that, Street Runners. Appreciate that for the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that. But yeah, I was speaking more so regular season. Because, we know we did against the Cleveland Browns. Same thing, like, we have a defensive touchdown. I don't think we had any defensive touchdowns last year outside of the Cleveland Brown playoff game. We had the 2 pick sixes. I'm speaking more so of the regular season. That's what I'm speaking more so of the regular season. But, like I said, able to move the football, boom, boom, the first 2 drives very quickly. Then we get the football. If I'm not mistaken, was it the Bullock interception? Shout out to boy JD for the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that as well. Appreciate you there, brother. I appreciate you for the Super Chat love. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Bullock interception. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Bullock interception. He was able to after the Bullock interception, we got the football. We're moving, and up there, Fairbairn, special team player of the week. Fairbairn becoming all-time leader in points for the Houston Texans. Getting winning field goal kick last week. Last time he won special teams player of the week was in week 2 after the Bears. The following week, the first time the Texans had point opportunity in that game against Minnesota, he lines up to kick a field goal. He misses the field goal. Not the first time because we already scored 2 touchdowns. But we get up there and he misses a field goal. That would have put us up 17-0. Then after that, Will Anderson ends the drive with a sack. His first sack of the day. We get the football back. We're driving. CJ throws Dalton Schultz in the end zone. Dalton Schultz plays hot potato. And gives it back, interception. Would have been a touchdown. Those are 10 quick points in the first quarter. It should have been over in the first quarter. It should have been 24-10 in the first quarter. But because of that, you allowed the Patriots to stick around. You allowed the Patriots to stick around. Then right before halftime, not able to cash in and get anything before halftime, you allowed Drake Moore his first touchdown. I think with like 20 seconds left to go going into the half. They were able to score a touchdown. They scored a touchdown going into half. Boom. Now we're going to halftime 14-7. We should have won the halftime at least 24 to whatever. 24-3, 24-7, 24-10. This game should have been over in the first quarter. It should have been over. We should have had 20 points in the first quarter alone. But instead, we only had 14 going into half. That's problematic. And again, a better team, who knows? Because you can't allow those teams to stick around like that. You can't allow those teams to build confidence. Now, in the second half, we came out there, we was able to stop them. Boom, we went out there and got another touchdown. I'm thinking that's the on Diggs touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that coming out halftime, that touchdown was Stephon Diggs touchdown. They was able to get a touchdown then, and then they scored a touchdown. Then obviously Joe Mixon was able to get his touchdown. Then Drake May scores his third touchdown with like 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So now it's 34-1. Again, you allowed them to potentially stick around longer than they should have been. Now again, DP completely shut the door with that 54-yard run touchdown. Like he shut the door and like, hey, boom. Ain't no more. Like stop this. Like ain't no like no mas. Stop this. Let's go. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. let's wrap it up. Let's go. Let's head back. I'm tired of being in Boston. Let's head back to Houston. Let's get up out of here. And I'm glad that was the case. Again, able to put up the amount of points we were able to put up, able to look offensively, for the most part, able to move the football around. Dalton Schultz, grade A, hot butter garbage. Like, he was targeted 8 times, had 4 catches for 27 yards. That drop play that built an interception. He dropped another play that he would have had easy first down. I think he dropped 2 of those that he would have easy first down. He's going to drop, and he's not a reliable tight end. He's not. He's not a reliable tight end. I know Stover had a drop also in the game too. I know Stover had in the game too. I rather lean towards Stover. I'd rather give Stover more opportunities than Dalton Schultz. I get it. You're paying Dalton Schultz. I understand that. I think I remember talking about Hunter Henry. I think available. Hunter Henry was available in this offseason. Or would have been available. He was available in this offseason. But the Texans went out and the Texans wanted because they signed Dalton Schultz before free agency even started. And I get it. I know that's one of CJ's guys, and CJ liked the Dalton Schultz. Felt like that Hunter Henry would give you the exact same, and he probably also been cheaper. So that's how I was looking at it. Hunter Henry would be cheaper, and you probably get the same production. I think Hunter Henry is more reliable than Dalton Schultz, me personally. That's just me personally. I think Dalton Schultz is not. I mean, he almost dropped that touchdown in the playoff game. To be honest with you, wide open in the end zone by himself. He had to double clutch it. Almost dropped that touchdown. So he's not a reliable tight end, not at all. He's not a reliable tight end. He's just not. I'm not. He's just not a reliable tight end, especially for what this team needs. Especially right now without the number receiver in the league and Nico. You need him. Again, I know that one play that CJ was just trying to get rid of the football and hit Dalton Schultz right in the face. He was still targeted 7 times. Outside of that, 7 times. Diggs targeted 7 times. Dale was targeted 7 times. So if you take away that one that he was just trying to get rid of, so he wouldn't take the sack. If you just get rid of that one, CJ was still spreading the ball evenly amongst the rest of his targets out of Diggs and Dale and Dalton Schultz. And Dalton Schultz is the one who didn't cash in. He gave Dalton Schultz a touchdown opportunity. Dalton Schultz didn't cash in. Dale cashed in. Diggs cashed in. Even Mixon cashed in. CJ's given all his weaponry opportunities, and they're cashing to make up. Because that's what you're gonna have to do with Nico not being the game. Because again, without Nico being the game, a guy who's rotating coverage, a guy that the defense has to look and find out where's 12, a guy who's beating too high safety, a dominant receiver that even in double coverage, he's jumping up and getting the football. I'm put him on a little screen pass. He's gonna run over people. He's gonna fake. He's gonna be able to stiff arm people. He's gonna be able to make plays and move the football for me. He's gonna be my reliable receiver. He's gonna be sure-handed. He's gonna do the toe tiptoes on the sidelines, able to get out of balance and stuff like that. Chain movers. When CJ's doing the scramble drill and he's running halfway side, he's going to be able to throw the football up and he can go out there and look for 12. Without that guy being on the field, the rest of your guys have to step up. And CJ's giving everybody ample opportunities. He gave Dale, he gave Mixon, he gave Schultz the same opportunities. Everybody cashed in except Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is playing like hot butter garbage. There's no other way to say it. The football hit him right in the hands, and he gave the football to the defense in a turnover. This game should have been over in the first quarter. Even without even with the missed field goal with Fairbairn, it should have been 21-0 right there. Should have been 21-0. Pass the stick. 21-0 before halftime. Pass the stick. Game over. Come on. I mean, come on. We all played Madden back in the day. We all know the rules. 21-0 halftime. Pass the stick. 21 skunk. Pass the stick. Go ahead, pass it. Pass the controller. Get somebody else up in here. New game. That's what it should have been in the first quarter. In the first quarter, that's what it should have been. But Dalton Schultz want to play hot potato, give up the football. It's just like, it is what it is. You want to play hot potato, give up the football. Call CJ interception, but now they give CJ what now? Yeah, they give CJ 40 and now he got interceptions in back to games. I just thought about that. He had interception last week. Yeah, he got 4 interceptions on the year. How many he had last year? How many he had last year? What, 5? I know he had 3 against he had 5. He had 5 last year because he had 3 against Arizona. He had 1 against New Orleans, his first one. And then he had 1 against Cincinnati. Yeah, he had one against Cincinnati. So yeah, he had 5. So he's 1 interception to the interception that he had last. He's 1 away. And we only in week 6. So, I mean, I knew he was going to throw some more interceptions, but I also thought he was going to throw more touchdowns. He was finally able to get a 3-touchdown game in today's game. And like I said, able to football around. And, we know that. I mean, because how people are always looking like pre-draft about CJ. Oh, how good is CJ going to be? He got all the receivers at Ohio State. Of course, you're going to be good. You got Chris Olave, and you got Ibuka, you got Marv, you got JSN, you got Gary Wilson. You got all the receivers at Ohio State. Of course, he's going to be good. Of course, he's going to have good stats at Ohio State because he got all the receivers. But also, what they also tell is that he didn't have somebody who he was completely staring down. He's going to be able to spread the football around. Like Jordan Love is doing over in Green Bay. Like Jordan Love last year threw for over like 100 yards and like 30 plus touchdowns. And his leading receiver had 700 yards. He had a 1,000-yard receiver last year, and he was able to throw for over 4,500 yards, able to spread the football around. And that's what CJ can do. CJ can spread the football around. And like I knew that Tank wasn't going to have no gadget and idiot plays today because there was no Nico Collins. And with Tank Dell really is looking like the Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat, this Texas offense. You know, LeBron James is Nico's LeBron James. Diggs is Dwayne Wade, and what you call it, and Tank is Chris Bosh. You remove one of those guys from the equation, the other guy's gonna go out there and put up 25 points and 10 rebounds. That's what's gonna happen, or wherever the stat total is. That you're gonna like Chris Bosh wasn't getting 20 points a game when LeBron and D Wade both on the court. Remove one of those two, remove D Wade or remove LeBron. Bosh go out there, he gonna put 25 points. So remove Tank Dell, remove Stephon Diggs or Nico. Tank Dell's gonna go out there and he's gonna be productive. He's gonna get his first touchdown of the season. He's gonna be able to move. He's gonna be able to get a lot of catches. Was targeted 7 times. Targeted 9 times, had 7 catches. Able to get the football in his hands. So I felt like that was part of the reason why, right or wrong, I'm not agreeing with it, but right or wrong, I felt like that was part of the reason what Bobby was doing last week, the weeks prior, doing all those gadgets plays and in the rounds and sweet, all the things that he was doing with Tank Dell, trying to keep Tank Dell involved in offense and also not having to run the game. Now today, he was bailed out there because one, he didn't have to try to get the football to Nico because Nico's not there, and you actually had a ground game. You had Joe Mixon go out there, look like a running back. Joe Mixon said before the game started, not before the game, but during the week, he was a leading rusher before he got hurt. But before he got hurt, he was leading rusher in the NFL, and that took him out. And he went out there, and Joe Mixon looked like a run. We could be able to talk about what's his name, Gentry from Boise State. I know a lot of them. I call him Michael Myers because the way he stands up in the backfield, he stands up like Michael Myers. I know a lot of Texas fans want him. I've heard a lot of, and I think he would be a great addition to this team. Not saying he wouldn't. He'll be an awesome addition to this team. But Joe Mixon showed you why you need a running back. Joe Mixon today showed you why got that trade from. I don't know what Cincinnati was thinking about getting rid of him, honestly. Like, after he took a pay cut too. Like, he took a pay cut in his contract to make room for Joe, make room for Joe, and also to make room to potentially bring back both Higgins and Wichita. He wanted Cincinnati. He played ball for them to be able to, hey, we're gonna keep money around here in Cincinnati so we can so we can get back to the Super Bowl that we got close. We were a play away from winning. We got close to winning. Let's get back there. And with the dude, they went cheap on him and got rid of him for Zach Moss. Now, it looked a little bit dicey, but especially with him missing with ankle injury. But Joe Mixon week 1 and Joe Mixon today showed you exactly how he felt. He showed you exactly how a contributor he is. 159-yard this week, another 100-yard game, 30 yards on the ground to have 2 touchdowns. Like, he showed you in both games this season that he played from start to finish. That he did get hurt in the middle of the game because he got hurt in the Bears game. Even though he probably wouldn't have got 100 yards in the Bears game, but he did get hurt in the Bears game. So it is true he did not finish out that game, and also a game that was close that you would have been able to run the football, like especially when we got in the end zone and Cam Akers fumbled the ball in the end zone. That would have been Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon wouldn't have fumbled the football because Joe Mixon is actually a very good ball carrier. He doesn't fumble the football. When you look at when you look at it like that, when you look at both the 2 games, week 1 and then today, how Joe Mixon started and finished the games in both situations, he looks like a very dominant back. He looks like a very dominant type of running back. Both games 100 yards. Both games get a touchdown. This week he was able to get 2 touchdowns, a touchdown in the air and a touchdown on the ground. Like I said, it's Joe Mixon, Will Anderson, and Kalen Bullock, in my opinion. One of those 3 should win Player of the Week. One of those 3 should win Player of the Week. The Texans should have an AFC Player of the Week because they're only going to give them one. They're not going to give both offense and defensive Player of the Week. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give both to one team. So Joe Mixon, 130. Actually, 130 to all-purpose yards, two touchdowns. Will Anderson, 3 sacks and a pass deflection that resulted in interception. And then you also got Caleb Bullock with a fumble recovery and an interception. He turned the football over twice. So he had 2 turnovers. Will forced a turnover and had 3 sacks. And then Joe Mixon had 2 touchdowns and had 100 yards on the ground, and also was able to give you some more yards in the air. So I feel like one of those 3 should win Play of the Week. I really I might lean slightly towards Will. One, because Joe Mixon already got Play of the Week for one. Like Joe Mixon already got Play of the Week, so I might lean towards Will because he hasn't gotten a Play of the Week yet. And Will play like his hair is on fire. Like Will play absolutely dominant. And actually, that D line played dominant the whole entire game. Like Mario and Foskey and so they was out there collapsing the pocket. To me they played extremely well. Our front plays. Our front played well. Jalen Petrie is kind of got like Jalen Petrie. That's the reason why they got him playing nickel and also have him in the box. Because Jalen Petrie in coverage is not like he's just. I said actually he was a liability in coverage. Yeah, Jalen Petrie, because some of those big plays that the Henry Hunt had made and stuff like that, and also I think one of the plays that Doug because was covering him, and he just can't. I mean, Petrie's just at coverage. He's not. Petrie's just not good at coverage. He's just not good. He's just not good at coverage. The one that Butte had on Stingley just got beat. Like Stingley went up to play press, man, and then didn't press. And I don't know if he was trying to. I feel like he was possibly trying to bait Drake May into throwing the football, and maybe he thought that he could. No, he thought a little bit too much of himself to able to cover and be able to make a play on the football. Maybe thought he could give him a little quick, like a little cheap interception that way. Maybe I felt like that's what we're doing because he got up on the receiver, press him, allow him to get behind him, and then the way that he like tackled him because I guess he didn't feel like the football was gonna come that early. Maybe he felt like the football was gonna come. Maybe he felt like the football was gonna come more into the end zone because when Drake May threw the football, he threw it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Keyshawn probably caught the football like in between, in the 5, like caught it like probably like on the 3-yard line. I don't think he caught it zone, and I guess maybe that Stingley thought if he would that football, it would a little bit more out in front, and he would be able to recover and be able to make a play in the end zone versus the football be able to be thrown inside the 5 and him able to get into the end zone. So that's my only thing that possibly I can think of why Stingley didn't even get any type of press on him. He didn't. I know he put his hand on his shoulder as he got back by him, and I think maybe then he kind of realized that I might have overplayed myself a little bit. I might have thought a little bit too much of my own skill set and got a little bit cocky and a little bit too confident and overplayed myself and overplayed my hand. The only thing I could possibly think of that could potentially would have happened in that situation that he overthought what he was capable of doing. He thought too much of himself and what he was able to achieve in that moment. That's the thing I could think of. He probably did. He probably thought a little bit too much of himself to be able to make a play, and thought that he could be able when he wasn't able to make that play. Like he thought he would be able to make the play right there, but he wasn't able to make the play right there, and it resulted in the result that we end up getting of a touchdown right before halftime and making this game going into halftime way closer than when it's been. But other than that, like the defense, like I said, turnovers come in bunches. You able to get like you had 3 in the first 5 games. You had 4 today. Like turnovers come in bunches, sacks come in bunches as well. Like when you're able to get pressure onto the quarterback, like especially a young quarterback, we're not talking about a veteran. Like if this was Mahomes, if this is Mahomes, if this is Burrow, if this is like a veteran savvy quarterback, you probably don't get a whole bunch of like the sacks probably don't come in bunches like that. I mean they can, but there's also you can get maybe just 1 or 2 sacks. Like you were able to get 5 sacks. Was it 5 sacks? I know Will had 3. Danielle Hunter had 1. I feel like it was another one too. But you were able to get to the quarterback at ease and to make turnovers as well. Like I say, the strip sack that Danielle Hunter had, and again, the interception from Caleb Bullock, the one interception that you had because of the Will Anderson flexion and Eric Murray that would catch the interception. And also, you had Toto Owens able to punch the football out of the tight end's hand and allow Caleb Bullock to catch another interception. Catch another fumble, recover another fumble as well. And I said this on Friday. I said we don't have any fumble recoveries. Like I said, we didn't fumble recoveries on the season. And again, when we got after the strip sack says our first fumble recovery ended with 2. 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions. So we were able to force turnovers, able to get to the football. Exactly what I was calling for. That's exactly extremely what I was calling for. Able to get to the quarterback, get the quarterback on the ground, able to make plays defensively with your defensive line, and able just to go out there and be dominant against a young rookie quarterback in his first ever start with a bad offensive line. Now, it wasn't as much chaos and pressure as week 2 Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams. It wasn't, because Drake May was able to make the play. This is the most points that they scored too. They haven't scored over 20 points. They got 21. I told you Friday that collectively they had 2 passing touchdowns. 2 passing touchdowns collectively. Drake May had 3 to 3 different receivers. 2 receivers in the tight end. And now they're going to go to London next week to go up against Jacksonville. Jacksonville got demolished by Chicago Bears. And again, I was watching this game. I watched that Chicago game like, it must be nice to score 30 points. Like we played against Jacksonville, and we could barely get the game winning touchdown to make it 24-20. But Jacksonville gave up 34 points last week against the Colts and gave up 34 points this week against the Bears, who's another team that we face. And I'm like, it must be nice to score 34 points. Like, it must be nice to be able to score 31 points. I'm glad we were able to get 41. I'm like, because I was sitting there thinking, it must be nice to be able to score. And the way that secondary looking out there in Jacksonville and the way they play today, I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots go out there in London and beat Jacksonville and put up 30 points. Jacksonville. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm actually hoping for that, honestly. That they would go out there and put up 34 points, put up 31 points on Jacksonville. Because, yes, AFC South. I really don't know, honestly. I don't know who won the the game against Tennessee versus what you call it? Tennessee versus the Colts. I actually don't know who won that game. I actually don't know any scores outside of the Jazz game, our game, and I know Baltimore beat Washington. That's all I know. I don't know no other scores. So I don't know who won. I was joking with Chris, but more than likely Tennessee won. Because Chris normally when the Colts win, normally Chris got something slick to say. So for him just to say what's up, not say nothing else, and bounce out, more than likely the Colts lost. But 5-1. 2 weeks, the Colts come to Houston. And if the Texans beat the Colts, and especially if the Colts lost to Tennessee, that makes them 0-3. They would have lost to all 3 teams in the division, make them 0. And if we beat the Colts, the last game, if we beat the Colts, that'll make them 0-4 in the division. They'll completely eliminate them from winning the division. The Colts. Okay, Colts won 2017. Okay. So I'm about to say like that would be rough if the Colts lost. But I assume that, you know what they say when you assume, because normally Chris would be here bragging about the Colts winning, but I guess maybe because the Texans win. Maybe if the Texans would have lost, he would have been here a little bit more hyped up. Okay, 2 games up. And like I said, but if we beat them and get the sweep, bro, Cleveland's 1-5. I know Cleveland gonna be 1-5. Like I said, I think the Browns are gonna be like 1-8. Like, cause I think the Browns gonna be 1-8, and then Stefanski gonna get fired. Like, I think the Browns gonna be like 1-8, and Stefanski gonna get fired. That's what I think is gonna happen. And then maybe we could bring Stefanski here. Uh, Man, bring Stefanski and put at least put him on the staff. He could be like some type of like offensive advisor or something like that, or something like that. Come on, golf. Throw the football to Sam Porter. I need Sam Laporta because now I'm looking at fancy. Now I need Sam Laporta to score a touchdown. So throw the foot, man. What's Sam Laporta? Sam Laporta on the field? Yes, Laporta's on the field. Yes, Laporta's on the field. Oh, the football to Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta get a touchdown. All I need is Sam Laporta's touchdown. He ain't got. They put him in the backfield. See ya. I just need Sam Laporta to score a touchdown. He ain't gotta go. He ain't go crazy. He ain't gotta go crazy. I just need Sam Laporta to score a touchdown. I'm glad Cole went crazy. He went crazy. I need that on my other fantasy league, but my other one, I got Sam Laporta, and I'm glad because no. Let me tell y'all something. I almost played Dalton Schultz. I did. I almost played Dalton Schultz over Sam Laporta, and I was like, because Nico not going. I'm thinking like Nico not. I mean, CJ gonna spread the football around. I need a touchdown. I don't need you to go crazy. I don't need you to have like a Travis Kelsey or a Gronk type day when you having like 3 touchdowns and 100 yards from a tight end position. If my tight end get a touchdown, cause I'm like, this dude might just get a touchdown just because of, like I said, Nico not being there, spreading the football around. I said he might end up just getting a touchdown. But I'm like, but it's Dalton Schultz though, and I don't trust Dalton Schultz. Let me stick with Sam Laporta, and I'm glad I did. I don't even know what Porter's done yet. I don't think he's done anything, but I'm glad because he would have had a touchdown in the end zone, and I would have been extremely mad if I would have started him. Cause I think he only got 2 points. He only got 20. He only got 27. He got 2 points. If I would have started Dalton Schultz and Dalton Schultz would have dropped that touchdown like he did, I would have been heated and more heated than when I already was. When he dropped a touchdown, I'm mad because one, it was a drop touchdown and it resulted to an interception. And then another thing, I'm glad I didn't put him on. I'm glad I didn't start Dalton Schultz because how trash he is. I'm glad I didn't start Dalton. I knew how trash he is. You think the Texans are Super Bowl contenders now? Um, like I've been saying, I think the Texans could beat anybody in the AFC. I've been saying that, and I still think that. I think the Texans can defeat anybody in the AFC. Unlike previous years where the AFC has been the strongest conference, I think the NFC this year is the strongest conference when it comes to Minnesota, when it comes to Detroit. Who else? Really, the whole the NFC North, like that division. That's the division we play this year. I mean, we lost to Minnesota, we beat Chicago. We got Green Bay next week, and we got the Chamber, Washington. Who else? The West is a mess, though. I think the 49ers might start to get their footing up on them, but the West is really a mess, though. Uh, I think like the NFC got some real competition. But when it comes to the AFC, I think the Texans could beat anybody in the AFC. The thing that hurts the Texans in the AFC is themselves. Play calling and offensive penalties. Now, the last 2 weeks, the offensive penalties have not really stopped us. And we seen what happened today. Like, do we have? Did we have? I know we had. I know we had a legal shift because of Stephon Diggs. Do we have any holding calls? I don't think we had any holding. I know we didn't do no we didn't have no false starts or none of that or lining up wrong. And I know Tunsil ended up going out. And I know going out. What you call it, came in, but Blake Fisher had came in after Tunsil went out. But I don't know. I think offensively, I think offensively we can score on anybody. We can score on anybody. We can keep up scoring. The problem is play calling and shooting ourselves in the foot. We don't shoot ourselves. We can move the football. We have better play out. We have better play calling. We definitely uh, um we have better play calling. We definitely could what you call it. Definitely beat people offensively. So I feel like that's when we talk about Super Bowl contenders, yeah, I mean, I think we one of the best teams in the AFC. And by that alone, push you up to come in like Kansas City not looking like Kansas. I know they played well last Monday, but Kansas City not looking like Kansas City. The Bengals are 1-3 or 1-4, whatever they are. I know the Ravens beat Washington today, but the Ravens on the look. Buffalo, we took care of Buffalo last week. So we know what it is when it comes to the Bills. We took care of Buffalo last week. So yeah, I mean we took care of Buffalo. So I feel like we one of the best teams in the AFC. So yeah, I do think that we're Super Bowl contender without today's results. The thing is, we unnecessarily make games closer than what they gotta be. Like that's the real differential so bad because we win all these 1 point. All our wins were 1 point wins, and then the loss was uh, um like what a 20-point loss. Now today we got 20-point win. I think that we were -12 in point differential after last week. I think after last week put us in -12 point differential. Um, after last week. So if that's the case, we will be in plus point differential now because we finally got a 20-point win. But the thing is, it should have been better. That one they shouldn't have got the last touchdown that they got, and we should have been up 24 in the first. So yeah, no doubt. I agree. Yeah, no doubt we are. Yeah, she's not. You're right. She's not as good as they've been. They definitely been playing sloppy. 2-1 on the road, 3-0 at the crib. Yeah, able to take care of business on the road, especially you want to take care of. And we actually got an extra road game this year because this the year where the 17th game goes on the road for us. So we have an extra road game. Hey, shout out to that boy Jeffrey for the love. Definitely appreciate that. Texans gave us a win while I was on hometown. Already, man. Hey, shout out to that boy Jeffrey for super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. The Texans got a win while he said, hey, and it was a good win too. It wasn't even just a nail. It wasn't a nail biter. It wasn't a game winning field goal. We were able to put up 41 points while you at the crib. So yeah, I know you good. I know you feeling real good. I know real good. You chilling at the crib. With four points too. CJ 3 touchdowns. Joe Mixon and DP was able to go off on the ground game. So, hey, shout out to that boy Jeffrey Huff for the super chat love. Hey, shout out to the Texans for dominant performance while Jeff was at home in home time. Definitely good, man. Definitely good stuff. But yeah, the Patriots, the Chiefs don't look like themselves, and like I was the road win. Like this is the year that we have the extra 10th game is on the road, so we got 9 road games, 8 home games. So you want to take care of business at home, bro. You want to have that home field advantage. You want to establish that NRG is going to be a tough place to play. So you want to have that. You want to have home field advantage. You want to have that home field advantage. So you want to win and at home and on the road. You want to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat. We not 2-1 on the road.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah,
I'm tripping. Could we beat the Colts on the road? Hold on, wait a minute. Like we lost on the road. When all the road win, we did beat the Colts on the road. I'm tripping.
The Colts in 7th place.
Oh, so they on the they got the last as of right now they got the last wild card. AFC the AFC is not this year. The AFC is not hard the way it's looking. The NFC is going to be a harder. The NFC this year is a harder conference because like, just in the NFC North alone, like think about this. Minnesota leads that division at 5-0. Wichita is going to be a wild card team. As it stands right now, Detroit it will be a wild card team, and Detroit got one loss. Then you got the Bears, and then you got the Packers. Like one of those, at the very least, one of those four teams are guaranteed to not make the playoffs. More than likely, two. More than likely, two of those teams are not going to make the playoffs. More than likely, Green Bay and Chicago are not going to make the playoffs. Because as it stands right now, you got a 3-1 team in Detroit that's looking like they might beat Dallas right now, end up being 4-1, and then you got a 5-0 Minnesota team. Then on the NFC East side, you got a team. I know they just lost. You got a 4-1. What's his name? Washington. Green Bay, not Green Bay, but Philly won today. Dallas is 3-2. Then you got I don't know who won out of New Orleans and Tampa, but I know Tampa was doing well. You got the Falcons, and then all the like everybody just all bunched up inside the NFC East, the NFC West with Seattle. They won 3 straight and lost 3 straight. Then you got the 49ers. Then you got the 49ers. Then who else? Who else in that division? The Rams. The Rams dangerous. Like the NFC is definitely and mostly because of the NFC North. Like if one of those NFC North teams win the division, they would probably be winning that division. Like if you took Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, and put them in another division, you probably win that division. You probably win that division. Oh! 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 Touchdown, South Florida! Touchdown, South Florida! Yes! 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 I needed that. Ooh, that was that like what 50-yard touchdown? Yeah. So that's 5 points for 50 yards plus the touchdown. Yes. Yes. I needed that. Yes. I needed that. Under Paradise. Yes. 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 I needed that. Yeah, y'all already talked. Singapore going off. Singapore got touchdown. What do you think about Z's going out with an injury? Gotta hope Harris come back. I mean, there's no word on. I don't think Harris coming back to like mid-November. Honestly, I don't think. I don't think Christian Harris gonna come back to like mid-November. Honestly, I mean, dude only practiced one time. He had one practice and was out with an injury. And you don't want to. You want to be careful when it comes to a calf because you don't want that calf. You don't want that calf to turn to an Achilles. Like what happened with KD with Golden State back when 2018, 2019, whenever that was. You don't want that to be the situation. You don't want that to be a situation. You don't want him to have that Achilles. You don't want a calf strain, a weak calf to turn into an Achilles injury. Like you don't want that. Like, that's not what you want. You don't want that. So because of that, because you don't want that calf strain to turn to Achilles, you want, and again, they ain't nowhere near practicing. I don't like I said, that's the earliest. He might not even be back even then mid-November. But I'm just saying that's the earliest. That's the earliest. I don't expect him to be back to after that Dallas game. Cause it's mid-November. That Dallas game is because we played the Jets on Thursday night, the last day of October. Then the next game is against Detroit on the 10th. So that'll be so closer to mid, cause almost halfway. And then you got the following week, you got Monday night against Dallas. I don't know. That'll be the earliest. Would be that Dallas game, but I still don't think then. I still don't think then.
I agree.
I agree. I agree. He is playing. I mean, the way Toto was able to he's able to force and fumbles, and he's being very aggressive. He's tackling well. You're right. He is definitely playing out of his mind. He definitely is playing out of his mind. Dang, Tampa put up 51 points. What was the final score? Because I know last time I seen it was 27-24. 27-24 in the second quarter, and then the Texans game came back time, so I went back to the Texans game. So I never went back. 51-27. So New Orleans never put any more points up, and Tampa scored points. Dang.
Dang.
Dang, Dennis Allen. I think Dennis Allen gonna get fired anyway. Which opens up Clint Kubiak. Opens up Clint Kubiak. I know everybody's talking about how high on Clint Kubiak the first 2 weeks of the season. I do think if Clint Kubiak had CJ and Nico and Tank and Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon, I do think that's he's a better situation than having Derek Carr and Chris Olave. Ain't nothing wrong with Chris Olave, but just like Derek Carr is your quarterback in that New Orleans system. And they do got Alvin Kamara, but I do think that if you put Clint Kubiak, I do think Clint Kubiak can get some stuff done. So if he gets fired, if I'm like if Dennis Allen gets fired in New Orleans, that opens up Clint Kubiak. If Stefanski gets fired and Clint opens up Stefanski, like those are what I'm looking at. Because again, and I think that with us having Gerard Johnson, I said this last year before the season even started. Bobby Slowick, but I cannot wait for Gerard Johnson to be the OC and Gerard Johnson to with Gerard Johnson and CJ can dial up, especially with Gerard Johnson knowing CJ Stroud since he was like 13, 14 years old. Like he's known CJ since he was a teenager. So he's gonna be able to know what to call for CJ. But I do like the way Stefanski, and I like what I seen out of Clint Kubiak. Hey, I don't think you can go wrong offensively, offensive coordinator wise. You can go wrong with a Kubiak. Do you still think slow missing chance?
Yes.
I do. I do think, however, he does have what he does have. He has a quarterback in CJ and a lot of weapons that people going a lot of weapons, and he's gonna. I think that he can. That they'll be able to still put up points. Um, the last couple games withstanding, I think he'll be able to put up points in this offense. We're able to put up this, and they definitely putting up yardage. Put up points and put up yardage that will look at that and still give Slowick opportunity. But I do wonder him not getting the job at Atlanta and then Washington, who begged to take Dan Quinn to take the job in Washington. Like the Washington was looking, they calling everybody. They called me. I got a phone call from Washington to take the head coach job. Like nobody wanted to take that job, but they did. Bobby Slowick, and I ain't gonna lie, I doubt that Bobby Slowick turned down that Washington job. I doubt Bobby turned down the Washington. I do. I just don't think he was offered that. Cause I think if he was offered that Washington job, you had the second pick in the draft. You had the second pick in the draft. So outside Caleb Williams, and the thing is, there were talks of Washington moving up to get Caleb Williams, or at least moving up or moving up. I mean, so he could have went to Washington, and they wanted to move up. If he needed them to get Caleb Williams, they could have. I'm pretty sure they could have put a package together to get that done. So I'm looking at it like I'm looking at it like that he just wasn't offered that job. Because if he was offered it, I feel like if he was offered that job, he would have took that job. But because he was not offered said job, he didn't take said job. That's how I'm looking at it. I could be wrong. And he was offered the job, and he's like, you know what? I like what I got in CJ Stroud more so whenever a rookie quarterback that we were able to get with the second pick of the draft. Obviously, Nico Collins. And at this time, Nico Collins just taken there. You didn't have Stephon Diggs. You didn't have Joe Mixon at this time when they were hiring head coaches. Only thing that was known was draft order. You didn't know any type of free agents or anything like that. We Chicago, they were going to they didn't know what they had, and so I don't know. I mean, you didn't know Brandon Ayuk would become available and things like that, or at the very least was asking for a trade or was on the trade block. It was going out there with the 49ers. So I just think that he did kind of possibly potentially miss his opportunity. I do. But like I said, he does have a quarterback in CJ that's going to win games, and we're going to look offensively. Even though we can sit up here and be complaining and be mad on game day and be frustrated, he's going to put up points. We're going to move the football. We're going to win games because of our quarterback, the offense that we have put around him. So he probably still would get opportunity potentially somewhere. Then a lot of times people be trying to take from, like for instance, not Washington, but Jacksonville could fire Doug Peters. They should fire Doug Peters. More likely they're going to fire Doug Peters. Don't think they're going to fire him this week because they're playing in London again. I don't think they're going to fire him and then like in London. I feel like they'll fire him on the way back, especially if they lose to the Patriots and they 1-6 and they lose to the Patriots next week. I feel like that could be a team. I can see them. Oh, we can take Bobby Slowick away, and we can get rid. We can take Slowick away, and that hurts CJ in the Texans offense. And because of that, boom, like that helps us out. I can see that in Jacksonville. See a situation like that, especially in Tennessee, because they want to beat the Texans. I mean, people in Tennessee want to beat the Texans so bad any damn way. Like they want to beat the Tennessee Texans so bad anyway. I could definitely see them. I mean, again, they last head coach was the Texans defensive coordinator, so I could definitely see them going out like, hey, we'll hire Bobby Slowick, because again, they gonna be in position to draft quarterback. Unlike the Jags, who are bad, but they can't draft a quarterback because they have Trevor Lawrence, so they're not gonna draft a quarterback. Tennessee is a position, and they could be. I mean, Tennessee could be in the. Tennessee might be in the prime position to draft Shador, honestly. Who plays very similar to CJ as far as like precision passes and things like that. Not really a running quarterback, a guy throwing out of the pocket. I could see it relies on decision making and stuff like that, trying like making very few minimal mistakes and things like that. I could see, uh, I could definitely see Tennessee. I know they just hired their head coach. We're not gonna sit back like especially us. We fired two back to back. Same thing with Carolina. Um, so I could definitely, even though Tennessee head coach is only 1 year in, I could definitely see them high. Like they could potentially get rid of their coach and think that they're doing something by getting rid of their and getting the Texans OC to try to weakening the Texans and things of that nature. So I can definitely see Bobby Slowick getting a job in Jacksonville or possibly Tennessee just off of we're trying to hurt the Texans and hurt what they're doing offensively, their continuity. I can see that. I could definitely see that. Imagine if the Texans look at Kingsbury. The Texans. I had a conversation with Cliff Kingsbury. I think what my thing about Cliff, because people be talking about Cliff Kingsbury offense. I think Cliff Kingsbury has learned from his time in Carolina, um, and also his time at Texas Tech too as the head coach. I think that Kingsbury learned that he shouldn't be the leader of the ship. He's not a leader of men. Like he's not the guy who can lead people. He's better suited. See, I mean, when he was the he was the quarterbacks coach in OCAU. Case Keenum became an all-time winningest quarterback in college football. When he was the OC at A&M, Giant football became the Heisman Trophy winner. It's like now him being the OC at Washington, more than likely, Jalen Daniels gonna win Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, so I think Cliff at a coordinator position, a quarterback, no, a position coach, coordinator position. He's not suitable to be the guy that's in charge of everything, and everybody got answers to him. And because I don't think he needs all that. To be honest, I really don't think he's an NFL. Uh, I mean, obviously he like the NFL money, but he too. I think he too laid back, and I think he like the. It's too NFL coaching is a grind. It's definitely a grind, and I don't think he really suitable for that grind type situation. I remember last year Texas Tech had on the Ring of Honor or the whatever Texas Tech Hall of Fame, whatever it is, and like he was in Lubbock on Saturday. He was in Lubbock on Friday, and like USC had a game Saturday. Like you don't need to be in Lubbock, bruh. Like it ain't like USC. It ain't like USC was playing like at Baylor or playing like if USC was playing at Baylor or playing at ECU or even playing at Oklahoma, where you okay, yeah, you just like a couple hours away. Like you like it's a 2 hour drive. So okay, yeah, 2 hour drive, and then you're not there on game night. You there, you know what I'm saying? A 2 hour drive. No, like they were playing in Cali. Like they were playing in Cali. Like, bro, you gotta be prepared, get preparing for the game. But I only think he was the OC last year. I mean, he was. I think he was like an assistant quarterbacks coach, but still, just I think sometimes like Cliff be wanting to do other stuff, like just being completely focused on the task at hand a lot. And that's the reason why I don't think that Cliff is a good head coach. And the problem at Tech, and also obviously at Arizona, especially Arizona being on the NFL side. So that's definitely what I feel. Definitely how I feel. And appreciate everybody that came through here. Man, the Texans got that dub 41-21. Appreciate everybody that came through here. Everybody hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. I'm gonna give y'all some time. So hit the like button.
If you ain't hit the like button,
I'm gonna give you some time. Hit the like button right now.
if y'all mean, hit the like button. But
Appreciate everybody hit the like button. Appreciate everybody that came through with the super. Definitely appreciate that. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate when y'all hit the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Like I said, Texas 41-21, first ever win in New England. 0-7. First ever time winning at New England, 0-7. First time putting up 1 point since we put up 41 points against the Chargers back in 2021. Texans are 5-1, tying the best history. That was back in 2012. That season ended out 12-4. Let's see if this team, and I said this team gonna win 4 games. I mean, I said this team's gonna only lose 4 games. I got us going 13-4, losing 4 games. I had us 5-1 at this junction. I had us 5-1 at this junction. So we are on trend. We are on par with what I said the Texans were going to do from a win-loss standpoint. Only from a win-loss standpoint. I thought that we would look better offensively up until this point, and we haven't. We've had struggles as far as like shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties, also with things that we've done, play calling, things like that. But good performance. It should have been better. It should have been even more dominant. But glad to see this guy back, Joe Mixon, going out there. I believe potentially had put up a AFC Player of the Week performance with 13 carries for 102 yards, a rushing touchdown, catching 2 passes in the air for 30 yards, and a receiving touchdown. I think that should put him on par to win AFC Player of the Week offensively. But he did that. Kalen Bullock and Will both said, whoa, hold my beer. Will had 3 sacks and a pass deflection that resulted into an interception, and Kalen Bullock had interception and a fumble recovery. Both of those are AFC Defensive Player of the Week, player worthy as well. So I feel like one of those 3. I do think that Kalen Bullock might be on the outside because he only has 2 things to hang his hat on. Now they both are turnovers, a fumble and an interception. Both of them are return. Both of them are you doing what you did. You turned the football over. You changed possession. You did change possession, but Will had 3 sacks. Now all 3 sacks didn't end in return. None of them were forced fumble. Now again, one of his 3 sacks was like Danielle Hunter's forced fumble. I think it'd be a shoe-in that Will Anderson is Defensive Player of the Week. If one of those 3 fumbles, forced fumbles, so you tell me he had 3 sacks, a forced fumble that resulted in a fumble recovery, and then a tip pass that also resulted into interception. Like if that would have been the case, then I'll be like, hey, okay, whoa, hold on. Defensive Player of the Week. But Joe Mixon did score 2 touchdowns. Mixon did touchdowns and had over 100 yards rushing. Like in one of his areas, because it wasn't like 100 yards, but he only had like 70 yards here, 70 yards situation. Like no, he had 100 yards respectively on the ground. So he did on the ground. He had 100 yards on the ground. So just him having his 100 yards on the ground and saying he had 2 touchdowns, but then also get 30 yards in the air, that right there puts you in Player of the Week category. So I feel like one of those 3 rather, because again, Caleb Bullock having 2 turnovers, forcing 2 turnovers, I think that is Player of the Week caliber as well. So we'll see. I'll have to look at numbers across the rest of the league and see what some of the other AFC, because it's only based off of what the AFC teams did. So I got to look and see what other AFC defensive players did or what AFC offensive players did as well, and to see exactly where it lines up. CJ having 3 touchdowns. He was 20 for 31. 64.5 completion percentage, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. And the interception is the fault of Dalton Schultz, because if Dalton Schultz does not play hot potato right there, if Dalton doesn't play hot potato right there, CJ has 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. The other touchdown didn't come into halftime.
So come on.
Like CJ will have over 600 yards. So Only 192 yards, not a lot of passing yards, but you got the 3 passing touchdowns. Then 1 interception is what stinks up the joint. And we all know the interception occurred. It occurred because Dalton Schultz wanted to play hot potato with the football. But and all in all, like I say, a good performance, able to put up 41 points, able to put points on the board. Also, guys, with shutting the door with that 54-yard touchdown, 8 carries, 5 yards touchdown. That 54-yard run touchdown was able to shut the door. So on the game, and able to put up 41 points against the Pats. Like I say, first time ever winning at New England. 0-7 going into this game. Finally got the win again. I always play the odds. Eventually, you're going to win in New England. You're not going to go 0 in infinity against New England to eventually win at New England. So we was able to get our win at New England. I know it's not Tom Brady. I know it's not Bill Belichick. I understand all that. But a win's a win, a dub's a dub, and you put up 41 points in the process. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and also have a dominant performance from your running back and a dominant performance from your pass rush. You finally seen the pass rush that we thought that we were seeing out of Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, respectively, was able to get 4 sacks. They only had 3 sacks together coming into today's game. No, they had 4. They had 4 sacks coming into today's game because Will had 2.5. Danielle had a sack. So yeah. So they had going into this game 4 sacks. They had 4 sacks today. Will had 2.5 sacks going to today's game. He had 3 today. Danielle had a sack and a half. He had 1 today, and it was a strip sack. So they played like how they were supposed to play, and I appreciate that. Again, next week, Houston Texans versus the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be a very, very tough game. A very, very tough game. I'm going to do my a pregame preview on Friday. So make sure y'all tune in on Friday, right here on the live stream on Friday. Make sure y'all tune in right here on the live stream on Friday to check out. And I'm going to do a weekly prediction. I'm going to predict the other games of the week of week 7. I'm going to do a week 7 prediction of some of the other games and my opinions also on those. I'm going to preview the game exactly what to look forward to in this match of CJ versus Jordan Love. If I'm not mistaken, I think Green Bay's all white with a white helmet, and I think the Texans are going to be in the all deep steel blue. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about it, but I think Green Bay's wearing they all white against us. I think they're breaking out the white helmets, and I think we're wearing the all deep steel blue against them. So this is going to be a very, 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 very intriguing game next week. Again, all the noise that we heard about all season about CJ and which is the Spider-Man meme, CJ and Jordan Love. We're gonna see. We're gonna see next week. That's gonna be a very, very interesting game. So make sure y'all pull up next week. I'm gonna make sure y'all pull up on Friday. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a preview game of the game on Friday. So make sure y'all pull up on Friday. Do a preview of the game, and then immediately after the game, right here, after the game, we're gonna break the scene. We're gonna talk about what we just seen. We're gonna break down what we just viewed. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about what we just seen. Are we happy? Are we upset? Are we a little flustered? We don't know what's going on. We don't know. So we're gonna break it down on Friday and next Sunday. So make sure y'all pull up. Like I said, appreciate everybody that came through here. Appreciate all the love and all the support. Everybody hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit it. Appreciate that. And then also appreciate shout out to everybody hit the super chat love. Definitely if you hit the super chat love, definitely appreciate you. Shout you out as well. Hey, hot potato. That's funny. Texas. Hey, it was. Hey, he did. Like he wanted hot potato and gave up interception. Didn't like that at all. But hey, again, like you said, we got the dub. CJ still was able to get 3 touchdowns in the game. Joe Mixon had a dominant performance. Stephon Diggs stepped up, had 77 yards. Tank Dell was able to get in the end zone as well with getting his first touchdown of the season. Hey, it was a great performance. It should have been way better though. Like the Texans should have been on the time on what Tampa was on. They would put up 41 points. 50 points. We should have been like because we really cost ourselves 10 points. So yeah, it should have been 51 points because we cost ourselves 10 points. But everybody came through here. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos.